Hi students, today in this video we will be continuing our basic understanding of these different concepts of lines and angles. Alright, so in this video we will be discussing parallel lines, intersecting lines and angles formed by intersecting lines. Alright, so let's begin. First, let's start with parallel lines. See guys, parallel as the word itself suggests that they are parallel to each other, means they never meet. There are so many examples. If you see your the cover of your book, the two lines, okay, uh, they are parallel, right? If you see the windows, in windows also, if I draw it for you, let me draw it. If you say that this is your window, okay, then these two lines and these two lines, they never meet each other, and that's why they are called parallel. These are not exact parallel, but if you can see this is exact parallel. Okay, all right. So parallel lines are lines, parallel lines, they are lines which do not meet and maintain the same distance between them. This is very important. See, they don't meet, and the distance between them, right? This is the distance between them. So if you see this is the distance between them. This is always same. Means if it is here 2, then here also it has to be 2. Okay? All right. The lines can continue to extend infinitely, but the distance between them won't change. Means wherever these lines go, but still the difference between them will remain same. All right. So this is parallel lines. Now let's talk about intersecting lines. Let's talk about intersecting lines. As again, intersect means cross each other. All right. So intersecting lines are lines which cross over each other. They cross over each other. Okay. The point at which these intersecting lines cross over is called intersection, point of intersection, right? So here in this case, in this figure, this is your point of intersection, okay? And these two lines are intersecting each other, right? You can give them name like L, M. So you can say that L and M are intersecting each other at point O, and O is your point of intersection. O is your point of intersection. All right. So these lines meet at this point. Means naturally, because they are intersecting, these lines are meeting at this point of intersection. All right. Okay. Now let's talk about transversal. See, what is transversal? When a line that transversal is a line that intersect two or more lines at a distinct points. This word distinct is very important because they intersect but at distinct point. Okay, let me tell you this, that if here you notice there is only one single point. Okay, this point of intersection is lying on M also, and the same point of intersection is lying on L also. Means when we talk about intersecting lines, it means there is only one point of intersection. But in case of transversal, however, intersection is there, but still there are two or more lines and at distinct points. Means the point of intersection can be more, okay, more than one, right? So here, if you look at this figure, you can say that this is point of intersection, Okay, this one is point of intersection, and the other point of intersection is this. So there are two or more lines at distinct points. So the point of intersection are more than two. And this line, red one, it is called your transversal. This is your transversal, because these two lines, blue ones, okay, they are your lines, right? However, they are not parallel, but still they are different lines. And then this red one is intersecting these two lines at two different points, and that's why this red one is called transversal. All right? Okay. So let's go ahead. Now, if you look at this figure itself, you will notice that, let me highlight it for you. See, here you can say that this is angle is forming. Here also it is, they are forming angles, because naturally if there is intersection, so there will be angles, right? So similarly, here also there is an angle. Here also there is this angle. Similarly here and here. Okay, so these are the angles formed by transversal, right? So when two lines are there and the third line is intersecting these two lines, then naturally there will be angles formed by a transversal. Okay, so now let's talk about these angles formed by this transversal. So naturally, if you look at this, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are the angles you can say. See, this is L, line L, this one is line M, and this red one, it is line P. So P becomes your transversal, and angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are your angles formed by this transversal P. All right. Okay. Now they have got certain features. These angles, they're not as simple, like, as it's not that simple that I've just told you that, okay, these are the angles formed by this transversal and it's done. No. In fact, there are certain features these angles are having. And with the help of these features only, we are able to solve so many problems in geometry. All right, especially as far as the lines and angles chapters are concerned. All right. Okay, so now let's talk about these angles. What these angles are called. Now, listen, guys, students, this is really very important. So I would suggest that you listen to this and you watch this very properly, you understand it, because these are certain things that you are not gonna learn. Okay, you need to understand them. So I'm trying my best to explain you in a much easier way, but still you also try to understand it. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Now, the first one is, okay, before we go ahead, let me tell you one more thing. Sorry, I forgot. So, see, if I highlight this part, uh, let me highlight it. Okay. If I highlight this part, you can see that here, between these blue area, between this blue line, we can say that this is your, okay, wait, let me, okay. So this area, this one, this is your internal part. Okay, this is called your internal part. Let me erase this. All right, so can you see this is your internal part? Okay, now let's change the color and we'll see the external part. Okay, let me keep it orange. So this is your external part. Okay, we'll do it same here. So this is your external part. All right. Okay, cool. So, okay. So this one is your internal part and this orange one is your external part. Now, based on these facts, we'll see certain angles. Okay. So let's see first interior angles. Okay, the first one is interior angles. Now, as the name suggests itself, it's interior angle. So naturally, if you look at this, I've already told you what is interior part. So 3, 4, 5, 6. These angles, yeah, are your interior angles. Okay, because they are lying inside these two lines. All right, inside these two parallel lines, and that's why they are called interior angles. Second one is exterior angles. There are certain exterior angles also. So naturally, this part is your exterior. So first, second, so these two angles, and seventh and eighth, these two angles, they are in exterior part, and that's why they are called exterior angles. Simple. Okay. Now let's go ahead with pairs of corresponding angles. Now first of all, understand what do we mean by correspond. See, to correspond means almost same like. Okay, so let's say if you are if there are two towers. Okay, if there are two towers of buildings, and if you are staying fifth floor and your friend is staying also at fifth floor, means you are corresponding. Okay, because in one tower you are also staying at fifth floor, and your friend on the second tower, he is also staying at fifth floor. So you are basically corresponding. Okay, so similarly, if we look at this figure now, see, uh, now when we talk about pair of corresponding angles, there is nothing like interior exterior. Okay, all right, so pair of corresponding angles, let's start with 1. So here with 1, I can say that fifth one is corresponding, because 1 is here and fifth one is here, so fifth one is corresponding. Okay, see, can you see this one is here and this one is here, like this. It's simple. With 3, I can say seventh one is corresponding. With 2, I can say sixth one is corresponding, and with fourth, I can say eighth one is corresponding. It's as simple as that. You can do it like this also, that fifth one, with 5 1, with 7 3, with 6 2, and with 8 4. So these are pairs of corresponding angles. Okay, so here you see that interior angles are separately written, comma, and here these are written in pairs. So 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 3 and 7, 4 and 8, right? Okay, now let's talk about some other pairs. So pairs of alternate interior angles. So before we start, let me erase this so that you understand. Okay, all right. So, okay, pairs of alternate interior angles. All right. Okay, I hope now it's clear. Pairs of alternate interior angles. So first of all, again, the word suggests alternate. Alternate means it's not consecutive. Okay, they are alternate numbers. Most, and moreover, they are interior also. So naturally, we are talking about 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So our area is decided that, okay, fine, because we are talking about interior angles, these numbers we are dealing with 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, when we talk about alternate, means if you say 3, not 4 and 6. Okay? If you say 4, not 6 and 5. So naturally, 3 and 6 and 4 and 5. They are your pairs of alternate interior angles. All right? Let me explain you again. First of all, understand it this way, that we are talking about pairs of alternate interior angles. Means basically we are dealing with these internal angles. Okay? We are dealing with this internal angles. Right? This is the area we are dealing with. So naturally with 3 it is 6 and with 4 it is 5. You need to remember, just to make your life easy, remember that pairs of interior angles, and pairs of alternate interior angles, you need to remember x. Okay, all right. So pairs of alternate interior angles we are done with. Now pairs of alternate exterior angle. Again, it's simple because we are talking about exterior angles. These two angles and these two angles we are dealing with. And as I said, we deal with x. So here it is 1 and 8, and here it is 2 and 7, right? So these are your alternate exterior angles. Let me erase this and draw it again so that you understand properly. So when we talk about alternate, okay, so when we talk about pairs of alternate exterior angles, we are dealing with 1 and with it 8, 2 and with 2 it's 7, right? Because it's exterior and alternate also means 2, not 8, but yes, 7. If you say 1, not 2, but 8, means we are taking alternate numbers, right? So remember it this way. And we are dealing with x. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and see this one. Pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So first of all, let's talk about that interior angles, that we are talking about interior angles. So before we do that, let me erase this. All right. Okay, cool. So pairs of interior angles means basically we are talking about these interior angles 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And not only that, these are pairs of interior angle, but on the same side of the transversal. So if you talk about this transversal, let me highlight it for you. Okay, all right. So if I'm talking about, this is your transversal, okay? And this side and this side, either side of them, okay? Either of them, like 3 and 5. Naturally, they are pairs, okay? They are interior, so they are interior angles, and they are on the same side of this, okay? So they are on this side. So naturally, they are pairs of interior angle on the same side of the transversal. Similarly, we have 4 and 6 on the other side. So even they are pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal, right? So these are angles and the angles formed by transversal. Now, they are special angles. Now, how they are special, that we are going to see. That with this transversal of parallel lines, how this, they are formed. Like, so pairs of corresponding angles, we have already seen what do we mean by corresponding angles. So these pairs of corresponding angles are always equal. Means if I say 2 and 6, it is equal. Okay, if I say 2 and 6, it is equal. If I say 4 and 8, they are equal. If I say 1 and 5, they are equal. And if I say 3 and 7, they are equal. Alright? Means if the angle 1 is, let's say 30 degree, then naturally the 7 will be also, the fifth one will be also 30 degree. If third one, this one, 3 is 150, then seventh one will be also 150. So they are equal. This is very important to remember because on the basis of this only you'll be solving so many sums, okay, of this chapter. Then we have pairs of alternate interior angles, okay. So alternate interior angles are also equal, right? So if we say alternate interior angles, they are also equal, right? So 3, 6, 4, 5 alternate interior angles. So 3, 6, as I said, you do x1, okay? 3, 6, 4, 5. They are alternate interior angles and they are equal. They are always equal, okay? Means अगर आपका third angle, if your angle 3 is let's say 50 degree, then your 6 is also 50 degree. अगर आपका fourth angle लेट्स से 150 डिग्री है तो फिफ्थ भी आपका 150 डिग्री होगा. ओके, राइट. एंड पेयर्स. ओके, नाउ next one is pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. This is very important. Means अगर मैं बोलूं कि okay, let me green it. 3 and 5, these two angles will be making 180 degree. 4 and 6, these two will be making 180 degrees. Okay, because they are supplementary. ठीक है. See guys, in higher standard we need to prove these facts also, but they are called theorems. It comes for higher standard student, we need to prove it. For standards like 7th and all, we need not to prove it, we just accept these facts. Okay, all right. So 4 and 6 180, this 4 and 6 they sum up to 180, means इसका total जो है वो 180 होता है. ठीक है, इन दोनों का टोटल जो है वो आपका 180 होता है. सिमिलरली 3 और 5 का टोटल भी 180 होता है. ओके, ऑलराइट. So what are the important points we need to see here? When a transversal cut two lines, right, then the lines have to be parallel naturally. If there are two lines and if there is transversal, not only that, if the transversal cut these two lines in two distinct point, then naturally they have to be parallel, right? Okay, मैं इसको आपको इस तरह से समझाती हूँ. मतलब अगर ये समझो दोनों है और ये एक ट्रांसवर्सल है, ये एक समझो ट्रांसवर्सल है, तो क्या ये पैरेलल हो रहे हैं? नहीं, बिकॉज ट्रांसवर्सल एक ही पॉइंट में दोनों को कट कर रहा है. बट सेम चीज अगर मैं ऐसे बोलूं, ये है और ये है, एंड दिस इज, देन नेचुरली दिस इज intersecting them in two distinct points. So naturally, this line and this line, they are parallel to each other. Okay? So, ये चीजें आपको प्रूव करनी पड़ती है, या तो फिर यू नो दीज आर पोस्टुलेट समटाइम एक्सियम जो हम ऐसे ही याद रख लेते हैं सिर्फ. ओके, सो व्हेन अ ट्रांसवर्सल कट्स टू लाइंस such that pairs of alternate interior angles are equal, then these lines have to be parallel. Naturally, alternate interior angles, अगर alternate interior angles equal है, then the lines have to be parallel. क्योंकि जब parallel होती है तभी alternate interior angle होते हैं. So alternate interior angle exist कब करता है? जब parallel होता है, naturally. So अगर alternate interior angle बन रहा है, इसका मतलब lines parallel है. Lines parallel है, इसका मतलब alternate interior angles बनेंगे. It's as simple as that. Okay, I'll repeat this. When you have alternate interior angles, it means that you have two parallel lines. Simple. And when you have parallel lines and transversal cutting them, then there will be alternate interior angles, right? Third point. When transversal cuts two lines such that pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary, then the lines have to be parallel. Naturally, same way, अगर दो parallel lines हैं, sorry, अगर कोई भी दो lines हैं जिसको एक transversal cut कर रहा है, and because of that, if we are getting interior angle on the same side of the transversal and they are supplementary, it means that जो दो लाइन को कट किया है वो दो लाइन पैरेलल है. ठीक है, इसको हम रिवर्स भी ले सकते हैं कि अगर दो लाइन पैरेलल है और अगर उसको कोई ट्रांसवर्सल कट कर रहा है, इट मीन्स दैट देयर विल बी इंटीरियर एंगल्स ऑन द सेम साइड ऑफ द ट्रांसवर्सल एंड नेचुरली दे विल बी सप्लीमेंट्री. सिंपल. ओके, मतलब अगर सेम साइड है तो सप्लीमेंट्री तो होने ही वाले हैं, बिकॉज इट्स आवर रूल. ओके, alright, so we are not going further because now they have problems that we will be discussing in our class sessions. All right. Okay, now there is nothing to discuss about this topic. So we are ending it here. All right. So I would suggest watch this video. If you don't understand, watch it once or twice, right? You'll definitely get it. Okay. So in the next video, we'll be discussing the rest of the topics of this chapter. All right. Till then, goodbye.